I wanted to start this session by sharing the results of the quiz campaign we have been running over the past few weeks. The quiz consisted in a series of 10 questions in order to assess the level of readiness of participants in their TCFD journey. We have received significant interest globally, with over 600 responses collected so far. We've had some very interesting results so far. So as you see on the first result, 88% of all our respondents are actually not fully TCFD ready. Another way of saying this is that we only have 12% of respondents globally who estimates that they have fully completed their TCFD journey and that they don't need any further support, who don't feel any need for further progression. Then we have 65%, which is a very strong majority, which are not only not TCFD ready, but only at the first stage of readiness, which is they have identified the need, but everything else needs to be done. And what we see as what needs to be done, and the main challenges that are being observed are: 1, using and quantifying climate risk scenarios; 2, integrating the credit risk implications of such scenarios; and 3, thinking about the different methodologies and the implications. Now, it's interesting to bring these figures in relation with the state of adoption of TCFD reporting across the globe. The figures you have here are directly extracted from the latest or the last TCFD report. And what we see on the left side is that APAC, Asia Pacific, is second only to Europe in terms of overall TCFD disclosure rate, with more than a third of reviewed companies actually reporting, and a very steep progression over the recent years. We have on the right side a similar ranking for disclosure of metrics and targets, and actually disclosure of climate-related metrics and greenhouse gas emissions of scope 1, 2, and 3 at around 50% in the region. The only outlier being a slightly lower target disclosure. So moving on to the actual TCFD framework, and some of you might recognize that graph, because it's coming straight from the TCFD actual documents. This graph shows the main climate-related risks and opportunities organizations should consider as part of their strategic planning or risk management to determine potential financial implications. And again, what we wanted to focus on in today's session is really on the risks dimension, both transition and physical risk, and how these translate in concrete terms into financial impact for the company or for the portfolio. Again, we want to see the concrete outputs and outcomes that are expected in a TCFD report. Even more important, we will be able to leverage S&P Global unique geolocalized asset database to take that analysis to the asset level where it really makes more sense.